Hey scholars, it's Mrs. Jasnica, and we're back with another Draw With Me challenge. This week, we're going to be drawing a crewmate from Among Us with a hat on. What you'll need for this project is a paper, a pencil, and something to color with, like markers, crayons, or colored pencils. All right, let's go back to the art room. All right, 3rd through 6th grade, we are going to be drawing a crewmate from Among Us. So to begin, we want to make sure our paper is vertical like this, not like this. Once we have our paper in the correct position, we are going to begin by finding the middle of the paper, right around here. And then we're going to be making an upside down U shape over the middle of the paper. So, let me go ahead and begin with my U shape. And remember, I am drawing much darker than you guys will. It's going to be a lot harder for me to erase. You want to draw lighter than me. So here's my U shape. You can see that I left space on both sides, and there's also space up here. We're going to start off with the crewmate body, and then we're going to add some festive stuff to him or her. Okay, so we're gonna, from these two lines, we're gonna go down to like right around here. So we're gonna stop before we get to the bottom of the paper. We want to leave about as much space as we did up here. So now our U shape is very long. These are going to be where his feet are, or her. Now we're going to draw a curved line going inward to make the bottom of the feet. There's one curved line. And these don't have to be perfect. I'm going to turn the paper to do the other one. And I'm going to do another curved line here. So these are going to be the bottom of the 2 feet. They don't have to be exactly perfect or line up or anything. He's going to be facing that way. Now from this corner right here, I am going to be making a straight line going up. That wasn't perfectly straight, but I mean, kind of straight. There we go. And now we're going to make a straight line going up from here. Now we're going to connect the two. When I connect them, I'm going to make a line going from here, past this line, and going out this way a little. The reason why is because, like I said, he's facing that way. He's not facing forward. So from here, this corner, I'm going to draw a line. And it's just gonna go out that way, like so. So far this has been pretty easy, just a U shape, 2 lines at the bottom, and then making kind of like a rectangle shape in the middle here. Now we're gonna add some details. First, we're gonna put his backpack on. So the backpack is on this side, because this is where you can see his backside a bit since he's facing that way. And it's just going to be kind of like a rectangular shape with rounded edges. Kind of also could be like a C shape. If it's more rounded or more square, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's just to show that he's got a backpack on. All right, now we have to do the face shield, the little window where they can see out of. So for this, I'm going to turn the paper just a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is make the corner of this little window shape. And I'm just going to do a parentheses shape. So just a backward C. This is going to be the part that comes out that way. We're going to have to erase this line. But before we do that, let's make the rest of this window. So I'm going to go this way now. Until right around there, so a little past the middle. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna go out a little, and again, this doesn't have to be perfect. The way that the crewmates are drawn, they're kind of sloppy a little bit, so they don't have to be perfect. And then from here and here, we're just gonna make, it doesn't have to be a curved line or straight, it could kind of be like a, just whatever kind of line to connect here to here. Mine is slightly curvy, but not as curvy as this one. Now I'm gonna erase this line because all of this area here is gonna be that shield or the window in the suit. There we go. All right, now we're gonna make it a little more festive. So I wanna add a hat on him. And to do that, I am gonna have to erase part of his head. Before I do that, we're gonna make the fluffy part of this Santa hat. And to do that, we're gonna be making a bump starting from the back of his head. I'm just making a bump, looks like parentheses. And we're gonna keep making these C shapes or parentheses to make what looks like a cloud sitting on the top of his head. So every time I make this bump shape, I'm gonna continue another bump from where I left off. They don't have to be the same size. See, this one's kind of small, this one's pretty big. And in fact, making them different sizes makes it look like it's super fluffy and not fake. There we go. Now, I mean, you could leave it like this. That would be fine if you don't want to erase. But I want it to look like it's covering part of his head. So I am going to continue making the bumps down here. And again, they kind of just look like parentheses. There we go. And now I'm going to erase the top of his head. Now, once again, I say this a lot, but when you are erasing, you shouldn't really see the eraser, like the part that you erased, unless you're drawing too dark. Now, it's okay for Mrs. Jasnica to draw dark because I want you guys to see what I'm doing. But when you are sketching, you should be drawing very light so that you can make sure that everything that's on the paper is what you want and that you're not going to erase it and then it's going to be hard to erase. There we go. Okay, so now we have that the brim of the hat. We want to make the curved part and then the pom-pom at the end. So from this right hand side over here, we're going to be making a curved kind of U-shaped line. So I'm going to go from here. It doesn't matter exactly where over here, but somewhere in this corner, we're going to make a line that goes up. And then from here, it's going to go back down like that. Now, I would rather have kind of a curved line. I don't want it to look pointy, so I'm just going to erase this part right here and make it curved. There we go. I think that looks better. Now, from here, this part down here, we're going to be making the pom-pom, but before I do that, I'm going to be making a line going up so it looks like the hat is folded over. So there's my line. Notice that these two lines are not touching. This part is the front of the hat, and this is the part that's folding over and going behind. So now I'm just gonna make this line right here. You don't have to make this line. It's just that I'm trying to show that the back of the hat is thinner. But if you don't make that line, it's still gonna have the same effect. Now I'm gonna be making bumps. So I'm starting with a bump right here, connecting these two lines. And now we're just gonna make like a circle shape out of bumps. There we go. Now we have our little cute hat. Now, we don't want to just leave it like this, although we could. He could just be red like he is in the game. I'm going to give him a belt. So I always turn my paper sideways when I make lines because I like to make lines toward myself. We're just going to make a little belt. So I'm going to make either a straight line or a curved line. I'm going to make mine a little bit curved. That's too curved. Let me fix it. There we go. And now I'm going to make another line right here. And this is going to be where the belt is. And now I have to make a little square or rectangle right here where the belt buckle is. And it's going to go right around in between where his legs are, a little more this way if you want, because he is facing sideways. Now, if you don't want to do this part, you don't have to. It's just an extra step to make it look just a little more festive. So I'm gonna put it a little bit more to the right hand side, and I'm just gonna make a little line here and a little line here. And now I'm gonna put a rectangle in the middle. And technically you can leave it like this, but belts have a small little, I guess like a little stick thing, I don't know what to call it, that goes into the holes on the belt. So if you want to add that, you can. And you can even add like a little circle to show that the belt buckle had holes in it. But again, Miss Jasnica loves to add details, so I could go on all day. But you do not have to add so many details. All right, now we're going to make the floor. So the horizon line, separating the floor from the background. I'm going to make it right around here. So see, I like to use this line paper, or this green mat, to show me where to start and where to end. I'm just gonna make a straight line going from here. It's gonna go through his body until we get to the other side, and then I can start drawing again. Oh, I did it too high. There we go. Let me erase this because I messed up. And hopefully when I color you won't be able to see that I made a mistake, but it's okay, even if you see it. There we go. Alright, well, it's not perfectly straight, but good enough. So, when I color this, I'm going to make him red, and the hat red, and the backpack red. But the background is probably going to be kind of like shades of gray or really dull colors, because if he's in a spaceship, it's probably made out of metal. Alright, I'm also going to add a little shine up here. This is to let me know that this area right here is going to be lighter than the rest of this shield, because if it's like a window or something like that, it's gonna be kind of glossy and shiny. Alright, let's go ahead and get this colored. All right, scholars, so here is my finished artwork. This is my crewmate dressed in a little hat and wearing a belt. I decided to add some details into the background. I was going to make it all one color, but then when I looked at it again, I didn't really like it all being plain. So I kind of made it look like some mirrors or windows or something in the background, and I added these lines with little screws in the corners to make it look like they're plates all put together. All right, now if you want to show me your finished artwork, you can send it to me on Class Dojo so I can see how awesome they look. All right, see you back in the art room.